Welcome back, everybody, to the Jomo Trader channel. We talk all things crypto trading, and today we're going to talk about GMT. As you see on the screen, the state of GMT. What's happening with GMT? Is it still a valid trade? Do you want to hold it? Do you want to lose it? Do you want to sell it? What do you want to do with it? And do you want to put an eye on it? All right, GMT, which stands for the Green Metaverse Token, is a recent innovation, right, in the field of move to earn concept, right? So GMT is a native token for just a web for an app or Web3 app, lifestyle app called Steppen, right? Where you walk, and when you walk, you actually get rewarded for walking and running and so on. It's cool, right? It's cool. I don't care too much about it, but let's move on. So Steppen, we're looking at coin market cap, right? We are going to see the market cap is above 235 million. It's at page 2 coin market cap, so it's kind of a big cap. It's not a huge cap, it's not a large cap. It's just a big cap, maybe medium to big, right? You can see that the fully diluted market cap is above a bill, right? So that means there's a lot of supply out there that is still wasn't distributed, all right? And we can see at the circulating supply over here that only 12% of the supply is out there. So what do we need to understand by this? We need to understand that there is still a lot of tokens that are going to be distributed to the app holders, to VCs, and they have a lot of VCs and so on and so forth, right? So always keep this in mind when entertaining whether you want to invest in something. I'm not an investor, I'm a trader, but I want you guys to put an eye on it. If you are investor type, if you are DCA type, if you believe in this coin. By the way, I don't hold coins because I believe in them, right? I just trade coins. All right, so let's see the chart a little bit, because let's see if the chart can reveal anything a bit different. All right, so we're looking at GMT, and on a glance, if you don't know what you're looking at, it looks terrible, it looks horrible. And even if you do understand what you're looking at, it still looks terrible and still looks horrible. Let's go to the beginning, because I recall calling a friend of mine, actually a student of mine, let's say, that I consulted for a while. He is an excellent trader to by his own self, but back in that time, I was consulting him, and I was following GMT or this pattern over here, all right? Now this pattern is a very unique pattern. Some people can call it, let's move to the 12 so you can see it a bit more defined, all right? Some people will call it, maybe an ascending triangle. Some would call it, like I would call it, a VCP, a volatility contraction pattern. What it basically means is that you have, triangles that are getting tighter and tighter in volatility, right? So if we measure, for example, let's take the measure that stays from this top to this bottom over here, we had a 30%, right? Now from over here to over here, we had a 23%. But then when we moved inside the next volatility contraction, iteration, let's call it, from over here to over here, it was 12%. So this is almost as good as it gets. Usually I would like it to be less than 10%. I know it's a bit messy right now, but I'm going to delete it in a second. And I wanted to enter over here, right? So this was an area I wanted to enter, because this is something I call a pivot point. Let's remove this so you can see it a bit better. This is an area I call a pivot point, right? From here to over here, this is a pivot point. Many different types of pivot point. This was the pivot point for GMT. However, I missed the exact pivot point. I recall that because we were in a hurry to enter into a trade, this was our entry. Entries are always blue for me. So this is over here, right? We entered, and I entered, and my trainee at that time entered exactly at this point, right? And this was a beautiful, beautiful trade, okay? Because you can see in a moment, it made almost 4 times what the risk reward ratio, right? No, risk reward ratio many more times than that, but this trade could have made you 4 times your money, right? So let's take a look at it, all right? We can see that it went on a bull rage, let's say, for a couple of, 3 times, right? Your account. Let's see for how long did it last. Around 4 days. That's it. In 4 days, almost 3 times your account, just above 3 times your account. That's fantastic. That's fabulous, right? That's something you want to take note of. So that's what happened in the past. You can see that this coin had a high This was way down in March, right? So it had a constructive base. It went up, parabolic. Everyone made money, fantastic. Then we continued, we consolidated. Oh, that's why I said 4 times, because I recall it going all the way over here from over here. Yeah, so that is almost 4.5 times, right? Perfect. So we consolidated for 14, 15 days, had another push up, right? If we caught it, perfect. If we didn't caught it, doesn't matter. As long as you caught the big first initial move, that was what's important. Although you can see that this had another VCP shape, all right? Different, but a bit over here, and then it exploded. And then, we just continued on. Sorry, we just continued on and went to bottom, to just crash down back, and then just bottom, and so on and so forth. It took some while, but that happened, right? So now it looks like this, and what we're doing right now, right? Let me go back to the daily, because then it will make the chart a bit smaller. Look at my beautiful paintings over here. I know I'm a Picasso, right? So right now we are back to accumulation. I call this a stage where we just go sideways for a long while, accumulation, because people that believe, okay, in the concept, believe in this project, in the coin, are accumulating it over here. We have probably bottomed around here, right? Maybe we will retest the bottom further on. I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no. Let me just enlarge this so you can see it a bit better. Perfect. So we bottomed. This was probably the bottom. We might retest the bottom in the future. Now, many times what I see this pattern create, right? So maybe just paint it a bit. I know today I'm on fire with painting. So many times just go like this, then goes up, gets rejected, goes down, then has a 1 day, 2 day capitulation, then has a V bottom, and then it just from there it kind of continues, like boom, 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 continues, and then continues to the up, to a new uptrend, right? A new uptrend. Now this is a very viable, very viable possibility with kind of high probability. And why, right? I will tell you exactly why now. And let us write this down, okay? Because this is important for you guys to note and understand. Again, this is a new coin. This is a new coin, new project, all right? So although, all right, although we have this area over here that was already traded, right? We had a lot of trading going over here, right? A lot of, you can call it an overhead supply, right? That people are all trapped buyers that maybe want to sell on top of you, all right? It was way back ago, right? A year ago already. So most of the people that bought over here already capitulated, right? So right now, I would guess the majority of people that traded this, right? Not VCs or people that bought early on in the project, or employees or people that earn this, right? Are either in profit, right? Or are just being accumulated a bit negative, or a kind of break even, right? So the longer we go, the longer this takes, the less pressure, the less selling pressure we will have from the upside when this does happen. Now, the probability of this happening is quite high. I will tell you why, because this is a new coin. This is not only a new project, which always in crypto, when it's a new project, it's always better because it has less overhead supply, so it has more clear sky, right? And it still didn't materialize the hype, right? It's a hyped coin. It's a hyped project. So what do I mean by hype project? I mean that when it moves rapidly. As you can see of what happened over here, I don't need to illustrate this again. This was a fantastic move just from the beginning, all right? It went out to the market and already, boom, made huge, fantastic move, lots of gains, right? So it's a hyped coin. So again, a new coin, a new project, and it's a hyped project. Meaning when this will start moving again, all right, this has a high probability of getting that hype back again, right? Now, these are let's call these pros, right? These are the pros. These are good pros, by the way. I know it's only two, but very main good two pros, right? And I will tell as well that it's a great project. People are working on it, and so on. It's sort of rug pull. It's important. But let's now go to something else. Let's go to the cons, right? Because there's a big con over here we need to understand that might inhibit the future possibility of what will happen, and that is the dilution, right? So only 12% of the supply is out right now. Only 12% of the supply is out right now, meaning members of the community, all right? VCs, early investors, angels, whoever, they're going to slowly get more and more and more coins. So that is a big inhibitor. That might stop and take GMT longer to materialize, if it materializes, right? Because it's all probabilities and possibilities, a new bull trend in the future. Now, this will coincide with a big move in crypto altogether, because usually, all right, usually these moves, all right, coincide with a big crypto cycle. Okay, the probability of this happening just by itself, without Bitcoin, for example, ramping up quite significantly, all right, and you need to understand this, all right, is low. All right, the probability gets higher and higher and higher if and when BTC gets a thrust upwards, right? BTC needs to move up in order to get more confidence in the market, more money in the market. The more money in the market, the more risk on type we're going to be. The more coins like GMT that are new, all right, new type projects and are hyped projects have an opportunity to move forward. Now, will I buy this just now? No, I won't buy this just now. I don't like to hold for this long. I don't know how long this accumulation phase will take. Will it take a year more, 2 years more? I don't know. The longer it takes, the less the probability, by the way, it is for it to materialize, right? But I would only wait, okay, to get into it if, all right, we will get a new uptrend and then a possible consolidation, right, sideways, and then a continuation upwards. I would want to buy it at the breakout of this consolidation, right? So you guys that are traders, I would hope that you think the way I do. You guys that are investors, you are probably a bit different than I am, but understand that if you're going to buy now, all right, over here, you're going to wait for who knows how long, and you have an opportunity cost and an opportunity loss of other coins that might move right now. For example, like what Pepe did, like Wojak did, and so on and so forth, that have possibility to move fast right now. All right, boys and girls, I hope that you like this content. And if you do, please leave a comment down below for me to understand if this is helpful or not helpful. And if you have anything to say that might, enlighten me and teach me of something that you know that I don't, I would love to hear about it, right? And leave a like and subscribe if you want to. And of course, guys, if you want to see the way I trade, it's very easy. I have a group for less than $20 a month. You can see my trades, the way I operate, how I think as a trader, and exactly the executions of buys, sells, stop loss, and take profits, and so on and so forth. It's really worthwhile. The risk, really worthwhile. All my traders are very, very pleased. All right, guys, thank you very much. Have a good one. Cheers.